Ahem. 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 Hello, class. I am not late. The school bell just rang. As you just heard, I am not late. I am right on time, actually. I am right on time. Welcome, my students. And yes, I am also a student here. But I am teaching this class because I am the #1 expert. Can you hear the BGM? I am the #1 expert at this topic in this school. And I have been appointed to teaching this class even though I'm not a teacher. It's called child labor. And it's allowed here. You clearly just replayed the bell sound on your phone. No, that was clearly on the loudspeaker. That was clearly on the loudspeaker of the school speaker system. Teacher's back. Quick, hide the GameCube. How are you? What were you playing the GameCube on, though? What were you playing the GameCube on? You're hiding the GameCube, but do you have a screen that you are playing it with? Or were you just playing with the GameCube itself? Were you just playing with the GameCube on its own? I mean, it's like a fidget cube. Will you use ABG Uruka for visual aids? No, I will not. Do you think that would be better for your learning experience to see ABG Uruka? Well, she's not gonna show up. I don't see how it would be even helpful at all. I don't see how it would be helpful at all to see ABG Uruka. I don't think that has anything to do with the anatomy of blue bears. That uniform looks so good on you. Oh, thank you. You want to see? I haven't worn a uniform since ever. This is the first school I've ever been to that requires a uniform. And at first I was apprehensive. But honestly, I think it looks pretty good on me, don't you think? I think it looks pretty good on me. Wait. This is how I usually wear it. I don't know why I closed the jacket. I usually wear with the jacket open. Fishman upgrade you again? Yeah, basically. Our principal dictates how big our boobs are. Okay, the donation alert is right in my face. Let me move it. Okay. And that TV always had a Bill Nye video in it. The one that you play the GameCube on. Were you playing Bill Nye the Science Guy games? Every school always had... Oh, I missed the first one. Every school always has a TV on a rolling stand. Yeah. We always watched Bill Nye the Science Guy on the TV on the rolling stand. Or we watch like... or if it's Christmas time, we watch the freaking Muppets Christmas thing. Christmas Carol or whatever. How to procrastinate 101? No, we're learning about the anatomy of blue bears. I missed another super above. If I can find it. I don't know. It disappeared. Miss Fujikura, send him to the Principal Sakana's office and have him expelled. Bill Nye? You want me to expel Bill Nye? It's a what? I can't expel Bill Nye. What are you talking about? I can't expel Bill Nye. Suddenly I feel more motivated to learn. Oh, I'm glad. Wait, why though? I'm glad, but will you tell me why? Is it because of me? Is it because I'm a wonderful teacher that is never late, is always on time, and is always giving you accurate information? Is that why? So this is my place. I made a presentation for you, and because we're low budget at this school, we don't have a we don't have like a PowerPoint, we don't have a projector screen because we're low budget at this school. But you know what we do have? We have chalkboards. So I hand wrote this entire presentation for you. Did I have to do that? No. Would it be easier to just make it on like posters or something? Probably. But I wrote it out by hand. And I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but it's fine. It'll be fine. What? Not even PowerPoint? What kind of whack-ass $0 budget are we operating on? Well, as you can see, our desks are pretty old. If you look behind me, our desks are pretty old. Oh, I'm not supposed to be in front of... I'm not supposed to be behind that. Wait. There we go. Our desks are pretty old. Our desks are pretty... Our desks are pretty old. As she wrote in the air. And we have chalkboard. And not a lot of classrooms have chalkboard anymore. So that's how you know. This is an old ass school. Tale as old as time. Thank you, Johan, for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And, okay, I see it now. Classmates, Bear Teacher is late and you know the drill. Roll in that box TV, unpack, and hook up the GameCube. It's time for a Smash Bros. Tournament. No, you're not allowed to do that. Put it away now or you get... I don't know if it's allowed at this school, but in this classroom, we will use corporal punishment. If I see you playing with your GameCube, you come to the front of the class, place your hands on the wall, and I smack you. You're not paying attention? I take the paddle out. So you better pay attention. You better not be playing on the GameCube. Got it? Got it? Everyone just pulled out handhelds. You're not allowed to play games. You're not allowed to have your phones out. You have to pay attention. This is a very, 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 very important topic, okay? I'm looking at all you. I'm looking at all of you. If you're looking to riz a blue bear, this is very important information, okay? And I'm not talking about myself, obviously, because it's not going to work on me. Because I'm teaching you this stuff. Nothing that I teach you can be used against me. Huzzah, classmates. Miss Uruka missed the first super chat and will never know about our Smash Bros. Tournament that we played while she was running late. What did I say? What did I say, huh? What did I say? All of you, line up in the front of the class. Come on. The students are teachers, no budget here. Yeah, exactly. And we don't get paid either, so it's we just teach each other. We just teach each other our own expertises. Expertises. Pronunciation is not my expertise. The entire budget for this school went into our uniforms for some reason. The design of them, we had to buy them ourselves. The entire budget of the school went into the design of the uniforms, which is interesting to say the least. We couldn't afford teachers, but we got these nice uniforms. Taskaru. What? I didn't even do anything yet. What are you taskaruing at? The uniform? It is pretty nice, I will say. The school's missing budget and the price of the principal's new Ferrari are suspiciously similar. They are suspiciously similar, right? There's no way there's any connection between them, though. Obviously. What would the connection even be? Johan, thank you for the super chat with the oh my god, the controller sticker. Thank you. The shirt's a bit small. No, it's not. What do you mean? No, it's not. What the fuck? My shirt is not small. It's perfect. I used to bring a GameCube with a built-in screen and battery to college classes, and we'd bust it out if the teachers ever ran late. It was a wild time. What? What do you mean a built-in screen? What? What do you mean your GameCube had a built-in screen? What does that mean? How? Did you modify your GameCube? What do you mean? Okay. Stop distracting Sensei with your GameCubes, okay? I'd like to see you try. But we have to start class. It's already been 20 minutes of class time. And yes, I was gone for half of that. But that's even more reason why we have to make use of our time. Mommy Uruka. I am not your mother. I am your classmate and also your teacher at the moment. I mean Uruka Senpai. I mean ooh. You cannot ooh at me right now. You know, I'm a senior at this school. I am your senpai, I am your classmate, and your sensei at the same time. When you call the teacher mom. I've never done that before. I can't say I've ever done that before, thankfully. If I did, I would probably cry. I got in trouble when I fought the English teacher in the library back in middle school. Why did you do that? Why did you fight your teacher? The heck? It was a rare accessory having a screen on it. I've never seen it before, ever. We have to start. We have to start our class. Miss, can I go to the bathroom, please? No, you're not allowed to. If you must go, there's a bucket in the corner. But you can't be missing any of this class. It's too important. Okay. The anatomy of blue bears. Today, in this class, we're going to be going over mainly the differences of the blue bear anatomy compared to the human body. We're not going to be going over the entire anatomy of blue bears because that can't be covered in a single class. But we are going to be going over the basic differences between blue bears and humans. Because there's a lot of parts about blue bears that are very similar that are very similar to humans. As you can see, I am a blue bear, and that is why I've been appointed to teaching this class. It's because I know a lot about blue bears. But as you can see, I look pretty human, other than the fact that I have bear ears that look like tumors on my head. And I have smooth sides of my head. And you're not allowed to look in that area, but I also have a bear tail. You're not allowed to look in that area, but I do have a bear tail. So visually, those are the only differences between a blue bear and a human. We're pretty human. We're more human than bear, but we're still called blue bears. Yes, I have a tail. You're not allowed to look at it. You're not allowed to touch it for reasons we will get into. I tried to tackle my math teacher in middle school, but he was bigger than me at the time and threw me to the side in the snow. What? How are you guys out here fighting your teachers? What the hell? How are you guys out here fighting your teachers? Bruh. Will this class include any consideration from the tenured Rin Mama on the fabled blue bear anatomy? No, I don't think Rin Mama knows about blue bear anatomy. Why would Rin Mama be part of it? Rin Mama's not a blue bear. I don't think Rin Mama knows much about blue bears. It's a very niche topic to know about, considering that there is different kinds of bears in Phase World, and also we're on Earth right now, and you guys are Earth beings, so you don't know that much about Phase World in the first place, and that's not me calling you stupid. It's just not a very well-known topic. Now that we're back at school, is this gonna be just like Class of 09? If so, can I be Jeffrey because he's badass with Pokemon cards and anime? I never played Class of 09, so I don't know. But we are going to be learning today just a few of the differences between blue bears and humans. So whip out your notebooks. I was going to prepare textbooks for you, but they were not done on time. So you don't get any textbooks. All you get is my messy handwriting on the chalkboard, and you have to take notes based on them. Yeah. There's gonna be a quiz at the end, and you better get them all correct, because if you don't get anything, if you don't get 100%, you're expelled. If you get a single question wrong, you're expelled. And you're not allowed to not answer. Did you not fight your teachers? We all did it at my high school all the time. No, I have never fought my teacher. Nor have I ever seen anyone fight my teachers. People didn't really fight teachers. Can we skip to the bit about the toes? There is no bit about the toes. That's not something that we're going over. It's not something that I want to go over. Bear is teacher, so she can't call us stupid. Yes, I can. I can actually. That's not against the school rules. I am allowed to call you stupid, and I am allowed to take my belt and but hopefully we don't get to that point. Uruka Sensei, are you gonna go over the gang warfare of the blue bears versus the red bears? Nope, this is not a history class, this is an anatomy class. We're not gonna be going over the history of the bears. Miss Uruka, will the test at least be open book? It will be if you take notes. Like I said, I don't have a textbook for you. It will be open book as long as you take your notes. And I will be checking your notes. So I'll know if you I'll know if you took good notes or not. And I'm not trying to take your notes and turn it into a textbook. No. Okay. Is this class no pass, no fail, or letter grade? This class is I don't think it's called no pass, no fail. This class is pass or fail. This class is either pass or fail. No, it's called this class is either pass or expelled, because you either pass or you get expelled. Okay, let's get going to. Let's start off with what is a blue bear? Does anyone know before you even look at any of this? Do you guys know what a blue bear is? Will there be a practical breakout session after the anatomy lecture? No, because none of you guys... Are you guys blue bears from Phase World? I don't know. That test can't be harder than the driver's test. Oh, you never know. You never know. I passed the driver's test. Can't be that hard. Do we get to see pictures of bare feet? No. No. A lesmaxing bear? Wrong. Failed. Expelled. Wrong. Get out of my class. A blue bear is a Miss Uruka? Partially. Miss Uruka is a blue bear, but a blue bear is not necessarily Miss Uruka. A blue bear is a girl failure, Miss Uruka. Wrong. Wrong. Expelled. Get out of my class. Blue bears are not girl failures. In fact, blue bears are actually very well respected in Phase World. For reasons you will find out. So a blue bear is a species of bear from Phase World. You should know that already. They are blue. You should know that already too. They are humanoid with bare ears and a bear and a bare tail. You should also know that. This is just a quick recap. This you should have learned in the overview of Phase World creatures class that you all took, obviously, right, in middle school. Obviously you took that class, right? This is just a quick overview. I do not have 4 ears, I only have 2. Look at the sides of my head, there's no human ears there. I only have 2 ears. Taking this class for your GEs, that's perfectly fine. I don't care what you're taking it for, as long as you pay attention and pass. So, the key differences between human and blue bear. Excuse my handwriting, it's not the greatest. I don't know why I handwrote this entire thing. Are all Urukas blue bears? No. Not everyone named Uruka is a blue bear. There are some Urukas that are not blue bears. It's a somewhat common name. Well, not really, but there are other people named Uruka and they are not blue bears. I don't see colors. All bears are beautiful, except koalas, who are fake bears. Well, if they're fake bears, then it doesn't even matter in the equation. Buckle up for at least 80% expelled. See, All you gotta do is try. If you try, you're probably not gonna get expelled. So the key difference is blue bears have ears and tail. Well, humans have ears, but they don't have bear ears. I should have clarified. Humans have ears, but they do not have bear ears. Blue bears have bear ears and a tail. Humans do not have tails. The function and placement of some internal organs are different in blue bears. A few functional differences and placement differences of internal organs in blue bears are different. And also the reproductive system is a little different from humans as well. So these are the key points that we're going to be going over. Reproductive, yes, reproductive. Why are you making that face? We are in an anatomy class. Okay, we're in an anatomy class. Don't be thinking weird thoughts. How flexible is the tail? Can it grab things? No. Blue bear tails are incredibly short, stubby, and round. They look like pom-poms attached above the butt. Blue bear tails are basically a little pom-pom above the butt. They cannot grab anything. Secretly passes note to Steve without Miss Bear teacher seeing. Note reads, "Hey Steve, do you know what's even funnier than 24? 25. Hey, I saw that. You have to stand up and read your note out loud. I saw that. What are you passing around?" When do we get to just dissect a blue bear? Never. We're not doing that here. Unless you go to med school, you're not going to dissect a blue bear. Is this how we learn about blue bear mitosis? We're getting to it. I like how eager you guys are to learn, but we're gonna get to it. I really, really like your eagerness. But we will get there. Okay. Can you show us an example of a blue bear tail? I'm glad you asked. Right here. That's my diagram of a blue bear tail. This is my diagram of blue bear ears. And this is my diagram of a blue bear tail. That's what it looks like. How do we get a hands-on view of the anatomy then? You don't. You typically don't. When you take biology class, human biology, you do not get hands-on experience, right? Right? You don't get hands-on experience in human biology class when you get to the reproductive system. When you get to sex ed, I don't think it's a hands-on experience. So, both blue bear ears and tail are extremely, and I emphasize very heavily, extremely sensitive. Okay? Very, very sensitive. Because they both have an incredibly high count of nerve endings. I'm sure you know what that means. They are very, 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 very sensitive. The sensation of touch varies from bear to bear as well as reaction. Some bears, when touched on the ears or tail, are extremely ticklish. Extremely ticklish. Others will have a gut reaction and throw up. And others might, how do you scientifically put it? Go into heat. There are many different reactions to what a bear will feel when they are touched on the ears or the tail. And the safest option is just to not touch them. Do not touch them. Hands off, but show us visually. No. No, we're not doing that. Third date. We're not going on a date, we're in anatomy class. Scratch the blue bear behind the ears. Nope, you're not allowed to touch them. You're not allowed to touch around them. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. there is a chance, you know, you have to you're gonna be taking a chance between the blue bear going into a huge laughing fit to the point that they might freaking pass out, they might throw up on you, or they might, you know, it's a huge gamble that you're taking, and it causes the blue bear discomfort. So you should not do that. It is common courtesy not to touch a blue bear's ears or tail. Ear and tail gasms. No. 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 It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable and not good courtesy. Miss Uruka, I forgot my bearology textbook. Do you have a spare I can borrow? We don't have textbooks in this classroom because they weren't prepared in time. Maybe someday they will be, but not today. Today you just need to take notes. Take extremely thorough notes. Because we will have a quiz. And the only thing you can use are your notes. So, because of this, many blue bears keep their tails covered in order to avoid unwanted touching or pulling. Sometimes people see the little bear tail and go, "Oh, that's so cute. It looks so fluffy." And they want to like fluff it or pull on it or touch it or whatever. And many blue bears have unfortunate experiences with people doing that. So a lot of us just tuck it into our clothing. It makes it easier actually, because then we can wear normal clothes and not the specifically tailored ones with the hole to have the tail sticking out. It's easier for us that way as well. So do not touch the bear ears. Do not touch the bear tail. They are super, super sensitive, and it's very uncomfortable for a blue bear to be touched there. Wait, you don't usually get hands-on experience in anatomy class? I wonder if it's too late to call the police. Yeah, you might want to evaluate what... you might want to evaluate that. That's not normal. That's not normal. Will you cover how blue bears can reproduce by uncovered skin-to-skin contact, including hand-to-hand contact? Well, that's not exactly... actually, that's not exactly correct. That's not exactly correct, but we will get to that. Yes. We will get to the reproductive system. Do you have the same auditory system as a human, or is the canal located on top of your head, and where does it lead to? Auditory pathways still lead to the temporal lobe. Does it explain the long head? What do you mean long head? I don't have a long head. What the... Who are you saying has a long head, huh? I don't have a long head. Excuse you. I don't have a long head. The hell? The auditory system is basically the same in terms of the internal organs. But externally, because of the way that they are shaped, we have much more sensitive hearing than humans. Because we have these big ear cups on the tops of our heads with nothing covering them. And the ears are able to take in a lot of information. And they are very directional, I guess you would say. Because human ears are curved forwards so that you hear kind of just like in front of you. But as you can see, my ears are rather flat, so I have a very wide range of hearing, as well as very big ears to hear a lot of things. That's why I sometimes wear this headphone on my ear, because there's too much happening. Sometimes there's too much happening, and I don't want both ears to be taking in all this information. Are the ears sensitive like the Star Trek pharynx? I don't know what that is. Miss Uruka, which are you? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you how my ears and tail react to being touched. Why would I give you that information? Now. Why? Why are they so sensitive? Well, due to evolution and nature, much like the feathers of a peacock, they were initially used to attract mates. and the way that blue bears evolved, and the way that a lot of phase world creatures evolved, it started to become a little difficult to figure out who is who, what is what, you know? Considering a lot of us just became humanoids, and the only thing you could really tell are the ears on our head, or the tails that we have. That's the only thing we have to go off of. But with the increase of interspecies mingling, their evolutionary purposes are slowly becoming obsolete. Now it's more of a nuisance than anything, because people just want to touch and fluff our ears and tails. They're not really that helpful in that way anymore, because like people don't really care about being purebred anymore. People don't really care anymore in this day and age, you know? Kevin, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Uruka gang. It's definitely not a cult. Thank you. On this stream? Why? So what you're saying is there's a chance? Biologically speaking, yes. Realistically speaking, passes note back. No, Ferrari kid. What's funnier than 24? 25. Excuse me. I saw that note back there. You're gonna have to stand up and read it out loud. Why is it the same joke again? It's the same exact joke. Will this class cover Ferengi rules of acquisition? I don't know what that is. She didn't say no. Well, I'm not saying no to every human in existence. I think a lot of humans are sweet. But we're not talking... This class is not supposed to be about my romantic interests. This class is supposed to be the anatomy of blue bears. Stop passing notes in class. Ferrari kid Steve. Choose a corner to stand in. You're not allowed to pass notes in class. Choose a corner to stand in. No passing notes. Don't worry guys, I'm selling notes $10 a pop. 25 if you want color pictures and color. What pictures are you drawing? You're selling notes $10 a pop? That's kind of illegal, actually. That's kind of illegal. What happens if blue bear is overstimulate/inheat? That is not that is not something you ask in an anatomy class. It depends on how they react to their ears and tails being touched. That is not something you ask in an anatomy class. It depends. Maybe some of them black out. Some of them throw up. Some of them, you know. Yeah. Also, is this the class where we get to draw the anatomy of a blue bear? You can, yes. I do not have a diagram for you because we're just going over the very basic information. I don't have a diagram for you, but you can come up with your own diagram. Okay. No long head, but your neck is comparable to that of giraffes. No, it's not. My neck is not that long. What's the biological evolutionary explanation of that? I'm not. I don't have a long neck. I thought blue bears and Uruka gang just split off from each other like all bacteria. We're getting to that. We are getting to that. Are basketball shorts part of the anatomy? No. Those are clothes, you stupid. Those are clothes. Actually it's pronounced Ferengi. I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what that is. Actually, as someone who regularly studies all 34 chapters of text on blue bears, I know that is false. Those ears and tails still serve their purpose to attract mates. It says slowly becoming obsolete. Yes, they still attract mates, but nowadays people are much more open-minded and do not just go, ooh, same species as me? Riz. They are slowly becoming obsolete. They are still being used to attract mates, but they are slowly starting not to matter that much. This feels like Class of '09. I've never played it before, so I don't know. Alright, let's get to the internal organs. Let's go over the digestive system first. That's very important. One of the day-to-day processes in the blue bear body. Why do you sound so confused? Did you not know this information? Blue bears do not produce feces. No poop. No poop. Yeah, no poop. The digestive system... I never said the digestive system is a reproductive organ. I said internal organs. It doesn't say that it's a reproductive organ. Hey Uruka, can you bring in Ebiju Uruka so we can learn more about how blue bears communicate with each other? No. No, I won't. Don't worry about where I get my pictures from, Miss Uruka. Also have the diagram of blue bear is a part of the $25 notes. If this is illegal, I'm gonna have to step in here. Actually. So basically, when food enters the blue bear digestive system, basically when we eat food, it does go down through the esophagus into the food tract and all that, but as it goes down, it is completely disassembled at a molecular level. So not all of it goes to the stomach. And obviously we don't go from the stomach to the, it doesn't go out. It is, as it goes down, it is disassembled at a molecular level. And every single molecule, every single one, is rerouted and distributed to fuel different parts of the body, including ear and tail sensitivity. What that means is that if a blue bear does not eat, the longer it's been since they have eaten, the less they are able to feel in their ears and their tail. But at the same time, they need to eat in order to survive, because that is what runs their brains, their muscles, and everything, just like the human body, but the way that we digest and conserve energy is different. We have no feces. Every single molecule is redistributed. Bro, pass me some tots, bro. Hey. Eating is allowed in class, but you're not allowed to toss them across the class, okay? If you want to share, you have to pass it gently. Pass it very gently. Sensei, clearly some students in class are easily distracted. We may need to utilize hands-on demonstration. Fret not, I volunteer to be your partner. We don't need a partner for this. I can't demonstrate because you can't really see my internal organs digesting my food. I can't demonstrate. But if you continue to be distracted, I might have to take out my ruler. And I don't think you want that, do you? Actually, Miss Uruka, Google says bears do poop in woods. Well, I am not an earth bear. I am a phase worldian blue bear. We are very different from earth bears. As you can see. Do I look like a bear you would see in a zoo? We're different. So you're full of shit. No, actually. I have no shits. I have 0 shits. I give 0 shits. I literally give 0 shits. Sensei, if food gets disassembled and no waste is produced, then does that mean if Blue Bear ate something inedible like clay, it would also be absorbed? So the caveat of this is that if you eat something that is not able to be broken down on a molecular level, something like clay, well, the clay is made up of organic materials. So I think I haven't tried eating clay before, But if something that's made up of organic materials, I think will still be able to be disassembled at a molecular level. However, it just won't be very efficient in being used as fuel. Yeah. It would probably still work, but it won't be very efficient. So you can literally eat anything? No. I think it has to have, it needs to be, like, natural. If it's some random object, it needs to be natural. If it's something that is unable to be broken down at a molecular level, it will be thrown up. The body will take what it can take from it, and the rest of it will be thrown up. Are you like a sponge that pukes out waste product? Yeah, basically. Basically, yes. Where does the unnecessary material go? It is thrown up. Not exactly unnecessary, but the ones that cannot be broken down. Is love of bread a blue bear trait or just an Uruka Sensei thing? That's not a blue bear trait. And also, my love of bread has dwindled. I don't eat as much bread anymore. Holds up a sign in back of class. Vote for Pedro. Who is Pedro and why are we voting for him? We already have a student council. They're called Alias. We already have a student council. What are we voting Pedro for? Who is Pedro? Do all blueberries need to be taught how to swallow? Or are some of them natural throat goats? Not all blueberries need to be taught how to swallow. Some of them are just weak at swallowing, such as me. Do blueberries also enjoy microplastics as part of their diet? No. Microplastics and just plastics in general are not materials that can be broken down by the blueberry body, and if eaten, will be thrown up. Either that or it will get stuck inside of our digestive tract, and if that does happen, there are situations that we would need to have it surgically removed, because it would be blocking our digestive process, and that would be blocking the ability for our body's ability to break down actual food to a molecular level, and we will just slowly start to die if something is lodged in our digestive system. So there are cases that it does need to be surgically removed. So don't eat plastic if you're a blue bear, or just anyone. I don't think anyone should eat plastic. Why would there be an exit hole if there is no poop? What purpose does the exit hole serve? From an anatomical perspective, of course. What? I never said there is an exit hole. There's no exit hole. There's no exit hole. Blueberries produce urine. So the liquids that we consume do get converted to urine. We do produce urine. We just do not produce feces. So there's no exit hole for feces. I believe. I actually don't know. Maybe there is and I just never realized. Because if you never have to use it, you won't even realize it's there. It's not like you look behind there either. I never got to the mirror and checked actually. Maybe there is one. Who knows? So what about indigestible nutrients like fiber? There's no such thing as indigestible nutrients for us. They are all broken down on a molecular level. Yes. I feel so old because you didn't get the reference. I don't know. Who's Pedro? I don't get it. Who's Pedro? Professor Uruka, this is the second time I'm taking this course and I'm having trouble with the reproduction unit. Can we have a one-on-one study session? Yes, I have a waiting list though, so you're gonna have to sign up for that. It's currently at 7 months wait. If you can wait that long. It seems like a lot of people want my help on anatomy class. That just goes to show how much of an expert I am. Came in on throat goat. Don't need any more context. I'm sold on getting a blue bear wife. I don't think that should be a reason. I don't think that should be a reason why you want a blue bear wife. But go for it, I guess. Theoretically, can I feed you uranium? Uranium. No. It is possible for blue bears to be poisoned as well. We can't just eat anything with no consequences. Okay. Moving on. Any excess material is converted into different things. Excess means that all of the reserves in the blue bear body have been filled with the molecules that they need in order to function. And if there's any left over, it will be converted to different things that will be expelled from the body in different ways. One is heat, and it will either come out of the tongue like a dog when they go or from sweat. Because we are a mix of human and bear, the heat comes out both ways. And just a note, because of how it is formed, blue bear sweat actually contains rejuvenating properties. Because our sweat is formed from the excess material of our food, it's actually kind of like Soylent. It's kind of like Soylent, you know? Like you can get your nutrients from drinking blue bear sweat. But it is recognized worldwide that that's kind of freaky. So the only people who drink it is the blue bear that sweated out themselves. It's kind of against social norms to drink another blue bear sweat. Unless it's absolutely necessary. Like if someone's dying or something and that's the only thing, you know, it's fine. But it's kind of against the social norm to drink someone else's sweat. There's another thing that it can be converted to. It's called the blue bear's breath, which is basically a puff of mist exhaled from a blue bear that contains healing properties. And I don't know if you guys know this lore, but blue bears are very desirable in the Guardian Academy. Blue bears are very desirable as guardians in the first place because they are very, very powerful healers, which is something that only comes by naturally for very few species. And one of those things that they are able to do is to heal people with the blue bear's breath. But that only happens if they have excess material, so you need to make sure that the blue bears are fed well in order for them to heal. Does blue bear digestive systems work like humans, or can you easily mid-max for the ultimate muscle building maxing without working out? No, you cannot. You cannot get muscle without working out. You can't do that. Like I said, the molecules are rerouted and distributed to fuel different parts of the body. So, when the molecules are broken down, they are also distributed to the muscles. And in order to get the muscles to grow, you do have to work out, just like humans. I'm glad you guys are interested enough in the blue bear anatomy to ask the questions that are scratching your brain. Napoleon Dynamite. It's a liger, pretty much like my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mix, bred for its skills and magic. Vote for Pedro. I have no idea what any of these words mean. Blue bear's stomach is so strong it can wake up men. The reason why my stomach was growling so heavily is because my body just wasn't functioning anymore. How much for this healing bathwater? I I personally do not sell mine. You could probably go to the store and find some, but personally, I don't sell mine. Fun fact. Fun fact. What the government doesn't want you to know is that some ingredients on Earth that are labeled a scientific name are actually imported from Phase World and named differently so that you do not freak out. Yeah. Wait, does that mean the Spitzicle is like one of those squincher freeze pops? Yes, the Spitzicle actually has healing properties. You thought it was gross, but it does have healing properties. Are we safe knowing this info? As long as you don't spread it around, you're safe. So bluebears are support mains. Got it. Yes, we are healers. We are very important because the main fighters, people like Iori, would die a lot faster if it weren't for the bluebears and other healers. Sounds like Gatorade. You should share. It's not exactly Gatorade. It's not electrolytes. It's different. Barrelites. Bearade. By the way, Liger Zero is not a Napoleon Dynamite Liger. None of these words mean anything to me. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what that means. Arclight, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. I need a burp. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sensei did not mean to burp in your face. Does a bluebear's expelled liquids feel more potent the deeper you extract it from the source? Will I feel a stronger effect if I used tongue? No. That's not how it works. No. No. There's actually less effect if you take bluebear's saliva. There's actually less effect than the bluebear's breath. Scientifically, there is an explanation, but it's very complicated. So we're not gonna get to that in this class because this is just a basic overview. Sensei, Agemata's drawing biblically accurate bluebear in the back of the class and it scares me. As long as Agemata's paying attention in class, I don't care. Stop looking at Agemata's drawings and pay attention to the blackboard, okay? Pay attention. Can I have some bluebear sweat for research purposes? Definitely not for tasting. If you're a researcher at an accredited university, we are allowed to give you samples. However, you need to prove that you are. Otherwise, we cannot give you samples. If it's not apparent, school/classes have always been very challenging for me due to my overwhelming ADHD. Oh, look, a squirrel! I promise you, this class is not too bad. Don't worry, there's not too much information. Teacher, I'm a special needs student with a physical disability and highly regarded. Okay. Can I be moved to the front of the queue for the one-on-one reproductive hands-on experience with the TA ABG Uruka? Unfortunately, we are only allowed to do that if you have a medical documents. You need supporting documents. You can't just say it. If you have your supporting documents, we might be able to push you up. But before you do that, we can't do anything. Is your sweat used to make your coffee? It's got rejuvenating properties. No comment. The government doesn't want you to know that the bluebears at the park are free. You can take them home. There are no bluebears at the park. If you see a bluebear at the park, don't touch them. It's probably not what you think it is. Also, just don't touch them in the first place. Don't touch people. Don't touch bears. Bluebear, what is in your lungs that makes you clear your throat before every super chat? Is this my tuition? Do I clear my throat before every super chat? That's not a Blue Bear specific thing. That's just me. That's a me thing. Teacher, I need healing, please. No, look, I am here at FaZe Academy, but I kind of dropped out from the Guardian program because I wasn't very good at what I do. So even if I tried to heal you, it would only heal you like a little bit. I wasn't trained super well in that aspect. What's the difference between you and smaller blue bears? They are smaller and I am bigger. That's the difference. Just like humans, there's smaller ones and bigger ones. Let's move on to the brain. You guys are interested in the brain, right? Brains are interesting, right? This guy's injured. They need your help. Who's injured? I don't see anyone injured. Who's injured? This might be new information for you guys, so pay attention. Pay attention. Make sure to write this down in your notes. Blue bears have 2 brains. That is correct. We have 2 brains. But it's not exactly what you think. When you look at the human brain, technically, the human brain is made up of 2 brains in one giant brain. You have the inside one, the lizard brain, and then you got the outside one, the human brain, with the more complex processes in the normal brain. So technically, we have that too, but they are just separated. They are separated in location. One of them is in our skull, which processes language, emotion, logic, stuff like that. It's just the regular brain. However, in blue bears, our lizard brain is not in the skull. It is actually in the pelvis. And it processes basically the same thing as the lizard brain in humans. Processes basic survival functions, instinctual reactions, blah blah blah. Teacher, I'm actually regarded. Can I have tutoring session after class with you? No, like I said, you need supporting documents for that to happen. Otherwise, everyone would claim that, and everyone would want their turn first, and then the queue would be exactly the same as it was before. Do blue bears poop in the woods? No, blue bears do not have any poop. Can I be the teacher assistant? I'll be super helpful. You need to prove yourself first. If you want to be a teacher's assistant, you have to get this quiz at the end of the class correct, and you also have to get the quiz that will happen later on correct. That's not gonna happen this stream, but it's real. It is real. So Kuma's just smaller than you. Kuma is not exactly that kind. Kuma is a blue bear. Yes, Kuma is a bear and is blue. But Kuma isn't exactly a blue bear in the sense that we think of blue bears. Kuma is what we call a little blue bear. And the little blue bears are much like dogs to humans. They are much like dogs to humans. And sometimes they are reincarnations of deceased blue bears. But yeah, so we have 2 brains. They are in separate parts of our bodies, and they are the 2 brains communicate through vibrosynaptic syncing, which means that they are communicating telepathically through vibes. And that means that depending on the situation, sometimes the connection between the 2 brains will be stronger than others. Sometimes, if you move a certain way, sometimes the connection between the brains will be stronger than others. So sometimes, if someone has if a blue bear has like a stroke moment where they forget something or something, maybe the connection between the 2 brains was just severed for a little, just a little second, It's a little inconvenient, yes. It's a little inconvenient. But the reason for this is the reproductive system. So are blueberries size queens when it comes to both brain sizes? Well, it's not like you see the size of your brains. You don't really see people's brains unless you take an x-ray. No, like, people don't really do that. Are blueberries naturally gifted with musical instruments, and do all blueberries have yaoi hands? So blueberries are naturally gifted with healing properties. And usually what that means is that, you know, blueberries breath, blah blah blah. Blueberry sweat, blah blah blah. They're good at healing, blah blah blah. But occasionally a blueberry will be gifted with a different kind of healing property. And I guess I was one of them. I was gifted with the healing property of healing the soul, which is arguably much more useless on the battlefield than actual healing. And that is why I had to drop out of the Guardian program. Jin, thank you for the weary berry emote. Thank you. My supporting doc is I'm a fan of Leah. Not good enough. Not good enough. You need supporting documents from either your doctor or Sakana himself. No joke, Godzilla has some brain locations. Wait, Godzilla has the same brain locations. Are you for real? Are you like actually? Are you joking or 2 brains and 0 IQ? I feel like the fact that I'm teaching you this class means that I have higher than 0 IQ. Would now be the best time to request a rendition of Marvin Gaye's song about healing? This is not karaoke, this is not music class. That's I think that's on Sunday and I'm not in it because I have something else to do. He explicitly said he's not joking. Yeah, but just because someone says they're not joking doesn't mean they really aren't joking. I can say no joke, I can't even think of an example. No joke, the Earth is a cube. You know, like 100% real, no joke. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe blueberries are related to Godzilla. So, on the topic of the brain in the pelvis, the reproductive system. The reproductive system was a main plot point to the movie. I didn't know that. That's interesting. You know, maybe blueberries are related to Godzilla. That is a possibility. Not something I would have ever thought of. But Godzilla is... Oh, maybe lizard brain? Godzilla. Blueberries classified as kaiju. We're not big though, we're not huge. Okay, so as I have told you all before, and you didn't believe me. Did you like my diagram over here? And you didn't believe me. Blueberries can reproduce. I missed a letter. Can reproduce. Blueberries can reproduce sexually or asexually. That is the truth. Can blueberries also breathe radioactive fire? No. I wish I could, then I wouldn't have to drop out of the Guardian program at the Academy. Instead, I had to come to this janky-ass division of FaZe Academy. We can't even afford projectors. Starting to think blue bears are closer to sponges. No we're not. No we're not. We are much more advanced than sponges, thank you very much. So basically, blue bears can reproduce sexually. It's the same exact process as humans, you know? When a male bear and a female bear love each other very much, they, you know? And the gestation time is 9 months. Just exactly the same as humans. Exactly the same as humans. I knew it. Blue bears do ovulate. Yeah. 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 You don't know? Well, basically, the pee-pee goes into the hole. And then the pee-pee... and then little tadpoles come out of the pee-pee. And then the tadpoles swim. And then they reach the eggs. And then they fertilize the eggs. And then the eggs get fertilized. And when that happens, then the egg starts evolving. Whoa, the egg starts evolving. And then it starts turning into a baby over the period of 9 months. What does the mating call of blue bears sound like? I'm not telling you that. You're gonna abuse it if I do. That is for blue bear ears only. And I mean that for real, because only blue bears can hear it. What hole? What? Just because blue bears do not have an exit for feces does not mean that blue bears do not have an exit or entrance. In general, there's just no exit for feces. It's a different place. Flashes mushroom man signal in the sky. What signal are you putting out? What signal are you putting out? Why does everyone keep talking about olives being late? Who's talking? I have not heard about that. What? Oh, ovulate? No, that's not olives being late. That's ovulate. Yeah? Yeah? So poop can enter but not exit? Well, I mean, in best case scenario, poop should not be entering. Poop shouldn't be entering. Can it? Sure, but it shouldn't. So it's basically exactly the same as humans. Exactly the same as humans, other than the fact that blue bears do not have a hole for feces. Which means that male bears, biologically male bears, only have one hole, and biologically female bears only have two. Yeah. Yeah. Physiology is but a suggestion to me. Lactate? What the heck? What the heck? What do you mean? You can't just come into class and start lactating. That you can't just do that. So yeah, that covers the sexual reproduction. If you have more questions about this, I'm sure you can ask Sensei Clara in the class you are going to right after this one, actually. Because she will most likely be going over this entire thing, but for humans. But like I said, it is the same thing. Blue bear sexual reproduction is the same, almost exactly the same as humans, and you can learn about it in Teacher Clara's class, which is very soon. Teacher Uruka, Clara scares me. Can I get a sick pass and go home? No, she is teaching a very important topic. She is elaborating upon sexual reproduction. It's very important that you know that. I know a lot of you guys had questions about this, right? It's very important that you know that. Also, I think I missed some stream elements. Let me take a look. To simplify it, Blue Bear has a pleasure hole. What? I did not want to read that out loud. No. Well, yes, but no. It can be used for sexual reproduction. Okay? It can be used for sexual reproduction. Oh, oops. It's not just that. Pull out game accepted. Pull out game challenge accepted. What are you pulling out of? My class? Alien school is amazing. What? Stop asking weird questions. I know questions are allowed, but stop asking weird questions, okay? So that growling during the sleepover ASMR was a mating call? No. If that was a mating call, you wouldn't be able to hear it unless you were a blue bear. You were able to hear it loud and clear, so that was not a mating call. Is this why blue bears like playing with worms? What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, huh? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Vomits, waste, asexual, and sexual ways, sponge bear. I'm not a sponge. I'm not a sponge. You didn't lose me. I'm still here. I'm still here. You still have the worm? Why would I not still have the worm? You think I would throw away my worm? At least lactate into the communal bucket. Yes. If you need to excrete any waste, please do it in the bucket. The communal bucket in the corner of the classroom. Do males have balls or is it stored in the tail? I will answer that in a second and you will see why. Artists, take your notes and update the reference materials. What reference? I don't think I said anything that should change anything that you guys have drawn. The only thing that's visually different is that there's no asshole. I don't think anyone's drawn my asshole before, so... That's such a cursed sentence. That's an incredibly cursed sentence. Oh my god. Hazy, thank you for the 10. Sorry I'm late for class. What was the Spanish word of the day again? You're not in Spanish class right now. We're not in Spanish class. This is not Spanish class. It's a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back. What? What does that mean? What are you? I don't know what you guys are taking away from this, but it's clearly not the right things. I feel like you're all gonna get expelled. Somebody stop that guy from lactating. Dear God, it's everywhere. Yeah, go to the communal bucket, man. Go to the communal bucket. Stop lactating on the floor. Your lactation is squirting into your classmates' eyes. Go to the bucket. Playing with her worm in front of the whole class didn't take Sensei for quite the exhibition. It's my ASMR worm. So does that mean blue bears have 7 holes or 8? Whatever humans have, whatever human females have, subtract 1. Mushroom man, give her a hole. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do know how I feel about that. Ew. Ew. What the heck? Is there a difference between offspring that is sexually reproduced instead of asexually reproduced? Technically, yes. Let me get to that. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the very on-topic question. Technically, yes. Actually, I've been drawing you with 4 ears. This is actually good for me. Yeah, I only have 2 ears. I know sometimes we mass hysteria hallucinate that I have 4 ears, but I actually only have 2 ears. So, now that we've gone over sexual reproduction, let's go over asexual reproduction. Compared to sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction with blue bears is almost immediate, rather than the 9-month gestation time in the womb that a sexually reproduced blue bear has. An asexually reproduced blue bear spawns off of their parent almost immediately. And what happens is the pelvic brain communicates with the uterus to begin egg fertilization without a mate. Basically what this means is that if a blue bear has a deep desire to have offspring, but they don't want to do that, then their pelvic brain will convince their eggs that they are fertilized. And they just are. And they just are. And once the egg is fertilized, the cub emerges out of the parent's body. And typically, this is out of the arms or the shoulders or the armpits. Sometimes it can come out of other parts of the body, but most of the time, they sprout out of the arms, shoulders, or armpits. Better update that 80% to 90% expelled. Are we even gonna have a single passing student in this class? Out of all of you, are we even gonna have a single passing student? I'm a little skeptical. Wouldn't an asexually reproduced offspring just be a clone? Does that mean we get 2 Uruka? No. We get to this next point. Cubs are not genetically identical to the parent or each other. They are not genetically identical to the parent or each other. Unless they're like twins or something. They are different. Even though they are asexually reproduced, they are genetically different from the parent. They are not clones. What's the pros and cons of 9 months versus immediate? Why? Okay. So, because blue bears are able to reproduce both sexually and asexually, you might ask, if a blue bear can reproduce asexually, why would they want to reproduce sexually? Well, let me tell you. Blue bears are incredibly deeply connected creatures. And by that, I mean that they are very emotionally invested in each other. So when blue bears love each other, they really, really, really love each other. And what comes out of that is that they want to have a child together. And because asexually reproduced blue bears only have genetic information from one parent, it wouldn't be the what do you call it? The outcome of love between two bears. So if 2 blue bears want to commit the ultimate act of blue bear love, then they will go through the painful process of reproducing a child sexually. So it's more of a emotional and sentimental thing than anything. Painful? I mean, yeah, it's kind of painful to give birth, don't you think? Wouldn't you think? It's regressed if it's asexually? No, biologically, there's really no difference between asexually and sexually reproduced blue bears. Other than the fact that asexually reproduced blue bears only have the genetic information of one parent. But it's still not identical. They have other genetic information mixed in there, but it's not from another mate. It magically appears on its own. It's like gotcha. No, it's not a clone. They are not genetically identical. It's like if you had two parents, except the dad is just gotcha. Would it be possible to get a demo of reproduction? I volunteer if you need a cadaver. My grades are good, I swear. No. Nope. Nope. We're not doing that. Nope. Yeah. So the evolutionary reasons as to why we are able to sexually and asexually reproduce is because in times of historical times there was trifle, is that the right word? Trifle between blue bears, and they were unable to feel that deep emotional connection between them, and as such they were not strife. Where did trifle come from? Strife. I don't know where trifle came from. They were unable to feel that deep emotional connection that they are required to feel in order to feel the need to reproduce sexually. And as such, the bears who were not able to reproduce asexually were not able to have offspring. And only the ones who were able to reproduce asexually had offspring. Yeah. Evolution. Uruka Sensei, does that mean blue bears can do a 10 pull asexually? If you put it into gotcha terms, sure. No, stop it, guys. I've already explained it. Asexual reproduction in blue bears is not cloning. Look, cubs are not genetically identical to parents or each other. If you say that they are, you fail and you get expelled. Doesn't this count as a form of inbreeding? No, it was just the blue bear's method of survival. Because if Phase World didn't have blue bears, they would be kind of screwed. Blue bears are very important to the survival of Phase World. The survival of blue bears is very important to the survival of Phase World. Because we are such powerful healers. Yeah. And I'm you know, in modern days, maybe, you know, some blue bears, you know, maybe they're just doing it for fun, you know. It's they don't have to. You don't have to do it to have children, but some bears just want to. So Virgin Mary was a blue bear? Funny you should say. in the ancient scriptures of the Bible that exist in the catacombs of Phase World, yes, Virgin Mary was a blue bear. No, I made that up. Bears just wanna have fun. So you're saying a blue bear can asexually reproduce an offspring and oyakodon is possible? What? What do you mean oyakodon? What do you mean by that? I don't think I want to know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. What the fuck? I don't think I want to know. Don't tell me. What? Oh, yako. We're talking about the food, right? We're talking about the food, right? Right? Miss Uruka, I wasn't listening. I was playing Phase Hammer 40k online on my phone. Okay. Get up here. Get your ass up here. 5 paddlings for you. You're supposed to be paying attention. Tell me we're not watching another blue bear birth video. No. We're not doing that. Why are you cosplaying as Sakana? Don't mind me, Miss Uruka Sensei. I'm just dropping in to check and see how you and the class are doing. Looks like a good group of kids this year, especially that Ferrari kid over there. He's neat. You're just pretending to be the principal. I can tell who the real Sakana is. I can tell who the real... You're not short enough to be him. I know who the real Sakana is. I know how short Sakana is. You're not him. Good bear. I don't know how I feel about getting that message from Mr. FPS. I'm not reading your name out loud. Were you an armpit baby or somewhere else? As I am told, I was a sexually reproduced blue bear. Because that's what Mama Bear and Papa Bear told me. And I do look like a little bit of both of them, so it does make sense. Sensei, Ferrari kid is wearing the principal's skin. I know. I'm sending him to the real principal to be disciplined right immediately. Immediately. Do blue bears reproduce asexually via mitosis or meiosis? Neither. It's a special blue bear process. Neither. Also, does sexual reproduction involve fuzzy cuffs and aftercare? Biologically, no. It does not require them. Maybe some people would want that, but biologically, no, it doesn't require. What would happen if one parent wasn't a blue bear, theoretically speaking? If one parent wasn't a blue bear, then the child would become a mix of both species. They would either become a mix of both species, or they would be one or the other. Because the only thing that is visually different between a lot of phase world species and humans are our ears and our tail. So sometimes the genetic information of a parent isn't even strong enough to visually show on the child. So if a blue bear were to have a child with a human, it's like a 50-50 chance that they would look entirely human or look somewhat bear. So how many asexual blue bears is it to get the 6-star? What's the asexual pool rate? There's no pool rate. There's no pool rate, man. It's not that clear-cut like gacha games. So is sexual reproduction just for the fun of it? Well, no. Sexual reproduction is the ultimate act of love between two blue bears. It's something that two blue bears do when they are very deeply and emotionally connected. Yeah. Yeah. Not just for the fun of it. My uncle has an old necklace lined with blue bear ears. I asked him about it, but he refuses to talk about the First Phase War. That's gross, man. That's gross. You sure they're not fake? Blue bears are powerful. They shouldn't have been taken down that easily. Hi, is this music class? I'm lost. Hal Leonard, this is not music class. Music class is, I think, is in like 2 days. Yeah, this is not music class. But you can stay, you can stay. You can stay here. Even if you're not enrolled, you're very much welcome. I was playing some ultramarines filled with blue bears. Some was playing the orcs from another class against us in this class. I don't know what this means. Thanks for the super. I have no idea what this means. But this last point, both biologically male and female blue bears are able to reproduce asexually. So, if you are a male blue bear and you want a child, you can make your own. You are able to make your own. Yeah. Mpreg is canon? Yeah, but if we go back to this slide, asexually... I can't say this freaking word. Asexual reproduction happens almost immediately. So it's technically not even Mpreg. I'm real, I wasn't paying attention. Could you repeat all that? No. If you haven't been paying attention and you either have to buy or borrow your notes from a classmate, or you get expelled. Wait a minute, you don't have a tail, Miss Uruka. Doesn't that mean you're a half bear? I do have a tail. What do you mean I don't have a tail? Just because I don't show tail doesn't mean I don't have a tail. I have a tail. I just don't show it to you for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. Mpreg? Hey Yancha. Yeah, Mpreg. Technically not Mpreg. Cause you don't really stay pregnant. Yes, the asexually reproduced baby emerges out of the parent's body. Typically out of the arms, shoulders, or armpits. Come on guys, pay attention. Pay attention. Do blue bears smoke cigarettes after sexual reproduction? Is it true phase coffee activates estrus? What is that? I don't know what estrus is. Thank you, Sensei. That's not a requirement. I'm sure some blue bears smoke cigarettes after. It's not a requirement though. Maybe some of them do. So is Kuma also a sponge like you? See, little bears are more of spiritual creatures. They're not exactly like a full-on species. They just appear, you know. Kuma can't have children. They, like little blue bears, they just appear. They are not a fully like functioning species. Theoretically, you can do mitosis. Well, it's asexually reproduction. So kind of. Don't mean to derail, but the choker looks really good on you. Is that uniform standard? No, this is my own. This is my own choker. You might see other students wearing different chokers. We are allowed to customize jewelry and stuff, but they told us we have to wear this uniform. The skirt is incredibly short. So I have some doubts as to why they actually wanted us to wear a uniform in the first place. But yeah. Sensei, what happens if they reproduce normally? If they reproduce normally, it's exactly the same as the human reproductive system. Yeah. Short skirt and choker seems a little sus for a uniform. Well, they encouraged us to wear our own jewelry and hairpins. And this is just the skirt that I was given when I gave my body measurements. So they knew what measurements I needed, and they still gave me this super short skirt, and something tells me they have ulterior motives. Just one last note before we move on to the quiz. Male blue bears have the earbud tip. No further explanation. Don't worry, I'll play the Thousand Suns. I'll take care of the orcs. Keep playing the Smurfs. Just don't let Miss Uruka know we are playing. What are you talking about? You're not allowed to play these games. I've played these games before. You're not allowed. If a blue bear gets hungry and needs a snack, can they just make an armpit baby and eat it? No. There are biological ramifications to trying to eat other blue bears. It is poisonous for a blue bear to consume another blue bear. You can't do it. You can't do that. Are we not all wearing skirts? Are you guys just stalling? You don't want to take the quiz, you're stalling? Why don't you show tail? You know. Oh wait, oh, are we not all wearing skirts? Well, it is the uniform, so I guess you are all wearing skirts. Perhaps you are all wearing skirts. Why don't you show tail? You don't have a hole back there to get embarrassed if you show it. Were you not paying attention? Were you not paying attention in class? Get up here! Get up here! Get up here! I'm gonna smack you. You're supposed to be paying attention and taking notes. 絶対領域. This was mandated. The admin for the school are kind of freaky. This was mandated. Oh hi, sorry I'm late for class. Don't worry, you can get your notes from your classmates. Sensei, why is your absolute territory 100%? That's not a valid question. Just got back from the principal's office. He was very flattered by spot-on impression and height. I don't think he would do that. After letting me drive his school-funded Ferrari, he gave me coffee and merch to hand out to classmates. Oh. Okay. I see. Our expulsion rate may be at 80%, but that zettai ryoiki is 100% on point. I feel like it might be more than 80% now. Guys, we gotta get to the quiz. You have to go to Clara's class in like 10 minutes. The more you stall, the less time you have to answer the quiz questions. Sensei, is your absolute territory on the test? No, it's not. Why would it be? What would the question even be? I'm gonna hide it now. You guys are weird. Such a cool and honorable and wealthy principal. Okay. Quiz time. Quiz time. And because you guys keep stalling, you only get like 30 seconds to answer each question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Even if you're not ready, we're gonna start anyways. Quiz time, quiz time. Answer a C. This is not multiple choice. This is not multiple choice. You should have been paying attention. Question number 1. Should you touch a bear's ears? Everyone, give me your answers to question number 1. Should you touch a bear's ears? I'm seeing an overwhelming yes, which means that 99% of you are getting expelled. Only if asked to. I like that. I like that answer. That's a good answer. Everyone who said yes, you're getting expelled. But you still have to stay for the rest of the quiz. But you're getting expelled. Early and often, no. You are not. You should not touch a bear's ears. You should not touch a bear's ears. So the majority of you failed this question. Yes, 100% no. Expelled. Feels good to be wrong. Expelled. My shirt is not about to explode. Grab the ear like a Harley motorbike. Bring it back in front. No. Expelled! Slips the teacher a bribe. It depends on what it is. I might take it, I might not. Sorry I'm late to class, I overslept. What's this about Uruka's absolute territory I keep hearing of, and why should I want to know more about it? Haha, nice try. We're moving on. Do blue bears produce excrement? Give me your answers. My answer is 42. Wrong. Expelled. If yes is the wrong answer, I don't want to be right. Expelled. Getting every answer wrong to stay back with Sensei? You don't get to stay back with me, you get expelled. You get expelled, which means that you don't get to see me anymore. So do you really want to get expelled? No. No. Yes. Okay, this is a trick question. We do not produce feces, but we produce urine. And urine is technically excrement. Trick question. So, if you said no, expelled. Expelled. Yes, in a way sponges do. I'm not a sponge. Blue bears are not sponges. Don't bribe the teacher with Lambos, it doesn't work. Well, I mean, if you're gonna... So, this was a trick question. Technically, the answer is yes, because we do produce urine, but we do not produce feces. Many of you have gotten expelled, but you have to stay for the rest of the quiz. Extra critic question, does the blue bear have a butthole? That is not part of the quiz. But I'm sure you all know the answer. Sensei, I don't think you're state qualified. Yes, I am. I'm literally a blue bear. Who's more qualified to teach, huh? Next question. What properties does blue bear sweat contain? Give me your answers. What properties... Wait, it should be do. Why did I say does? What properties do... Wait, no. What properties do blue bear sweat contain? I don't know. Aphrodisiac. No. It's not an aphrodisiac. If you said aphrodisiac, you're wrong. Healing / rejuvenating. Only one of those is correct. Deadly neurotoxin. To some species, maybe, actually. I don't know. The correct answer is that it is rejuvenating. It does not have... Technically, it does not have healing properties. It only has rejuvenating properties, in the sense that it can give you nutrients and energy, but it cannot heal. It is not able to heal. If you are injured, it's not able to heal. Blue bear don't. Miss Uruka, on the other hand, I'm literally a blue bear. What are you talking about? You said guardians are healers? Yeah, I did. That's a different thing. Blue bear breath is the one that heals. You stupid. You stupid. Gum and rubber. What? No. Actually, you can't expel me. I bribed the principal Sakura with a Lambo. Also, did no one point out your spelling mistakes during lesson? I didn't spell anything wrong other than one thing. I only spelled one thing wrong, and I caught it myself, right? Okay, most of you are already expelled, but we're gonna keep going. How many brain do... There's supposed to be an S there. How many brains do blue bears have? How many brains do blue bears have? How many brain? How many brain? This is the worst question to have the spelling mistake on. Everyone who said 0, expelled. Expelled. If you said 1, expelled. If you said 2, you're correct, but you might have been expelled already. Blue bear sweats like pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Yes, blue bears do sweat. Blue bears have 2 brains. Do you guys remember where they are? Do you guys remember where the 2 brains are in a blue bear? Do you remember? The head and the pancreas. Where pancreas come from? We never mentioned the pancreas in this lesson. One in the left, not one in the right. Does that... I don't think those are big enough to have brains. Answer equals Godzilla amounts of brains. One is in the skull and one is in the pelvis. Okay? Don't be stupid. You can't expel me, I play my Uno reverse. Well, I Uno reverse your Uno reverse, you're expelled. And if you're expelled, that means you can't see me anymore. And I don't think you want that, do you? Next question. I feel like 100% of you guys are already expelled, but which blueberries can reproduce asexually? Give me your answers. Give me your answers. Yes. I mean, one is next to the pleasure hole. Stop calling it that. Stop. Don't call it that. Don't call it the pleasure hole. What the heck? Don't call it that. Chat, why are we watching a blackboard? Because that's where the lesson is. Yes, thankfully for you. Okay, if you said yes, you're right, yeah. The answer is all of them, so I'll take yes as an answer. This one, most of you got correct. So if you've gotten all your answers correct till now, congratulations, you have not been expelled. Okay, next question. Wait, is there another question? Nope. That was the last question of the quiz. How many of you guys got all the questions correct? Please be honest. Be completely honest. Did any of you get all the questions correct? I don't know if I trust you. None. All blue bears are lesmaxers and thus incapable of asexual reproduction even if they wanted to. Azores, you're expelled. The one from Love Conquers All? Those are technically not blue bears. One of them is a Furby and one is a penguin. Hybrids. I got 100% correct. I'm the best. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it. Is anyone here not expelled? I was playing video games in the back. Okay, expelled. You're all expelled. But if you have not been expelled, and even if you were, I hope you still have your notes, and I hope you learned something from today's lesson. And I hope that if you did get expelled, that you apply again for Phase Academy. I hope you apply again. And I hope that the next time I have this class and I see your face again, you pay more attention and I don't have to smack you with a ruler and you get 100% on the test and you don't need to re-enroll in the school. Can all those expelled hang out at Sensei's house? We need a study session. No. You need to reapply to the school first. And again, my waiting list is 7 months long. So if 2 lesbian blue bears want a child, what then? Then they just asexually reproduce them. Yeah, that's how that works. Sensei, I don't come to this school. They expelled me last year for smoking. Then why are you here? Why are you here? Thanks, Blue Sponge, for your sponge class. I'm not a sponge. I am not a sponge. I just got here. What are people getting expelled for? And how do I need to read and write? How do I learn to read and write? People are getting expelled for getting questions wrong on the quiz, even though they were incredibly easy. And all they had to do was pay attention in class. You have shown that you are unable to pay attention in class, and thus unable to continue as a student at Phase Academy. But you are welcome to apply again to Phase Academy and tour the different classes at Phase Academy for the rest of the weekend to see if it fits your needs and desires. Then they don't love the child? No. It's just different because biologically they are just not able to do that unless they have modifications. Can you produce a cub in class for science? No. No, I cannot. Now that Anatomy of Blue Bears is over, you have a supplemental class by Sensei Clara, who is teaching something kind of adjacent to this. It is a branch of this. She is teaching sex education. Sex education. And I think it's very important to learn about that as well if you want to be an expert in the anatomy of blue bears. So please, 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 please. That was completely unintentional. Please, please, please head on over to there when I do raid into her. And make sure to pay attention in her class. I know a lot of you guys were not paying attention in my class. And you know, like, I understand this is not the most interesting, so niche. But sex education is very important and it applies to you as well. So please make sure to pay attention, okay? Please make sure to pay attention. I come here to use the bathroom. You mean the bucket in the corner? There's an actual bathroom in the hallway. You can go to the actual bathroom. The bucket in the corner is just for my students in the class because I don't let them go to the bathroom. And that's because thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you. Thank you. I was a distraction, learned a bunch, impersonated the principal, sent to the principals, drove a Ferrari, got coffee, merch, and 100% on test. Epic day. Did you actually get 100% on the test? Did you actually? If you did, congratulations. I'm glad that you had a good day, and I am glad that you learned a lot. So can we get more spankings, or is that the next class? Everyone who is expelled, come to the front of the class. Hands on the wall, line up, stick your butts out. I'm going down the line. But here's the Phase Academy merch. Right over here. This link right here. Right over there. And there's a lot of cool merch. I don't think I have the time to actually show it to you. I'm gonna have to send you over to Miss Clara's class, but click the link to see the merch. There's voice packs. Origins voice pack is delayed a little bit, but it will be there. There's lanyards, there's pens, notebooks, stickers, all that good stuff. So make sure to check that out. And for now, we're gonna head on over to Miss Clara's class after I beat all of your asses. So make sure to like, comment your favorite part, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for an off collab, eating American school lunches for our lunch break. Alright. Class is dismissed.